it is a beautiful, beautiful April night. It is a Monday in April where the weather today was a whopping 81. Yesterday was 81. We had some rain this morning. We'll have some rain tomorrow. We'll have some rain on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. But between the rain, it will get to 80s. It'll be beautiful outside. It is mowing weather. The grass gets a little bit taller.
Gross. I hate mowing. Listen, man, you live on 42 acres and you mow. It sucks.
I live on probably 4.2 acres, and it's fun to mow. I enjoy mowing.
It sucks. Come over and we can mow together, pal.
No, my yard. We'll talk some grass here later on. We can talk mowing later on. But April is a beautiful time.
All the kids are gonna get excited.
Our demographic. Whoa! You hear what they're talking about with the Sabo Standard?
You never believe it.
Yeah. April's a beautiful time for
next
sports.
Monday is. Go on.
NFL draft time next. Oh, it's not next Monday, but April is a great time for sports because you have college basketball national championship, which last week Michigan did end up winning. I'll let you blow it in a second for you get your 20 seconds. The Masters this last weekend, which went wire to wire. Rory had a big lead. We could talk Masters in a second. Speaking of Masters, I got a great thumbnail idea. Just kind of give me like a pose. All right, something along those lines. Green jackets on us. I'm going to get AI-generated green jackets on us for the thumbnail. I like that idea.
It's awkward for people watching.
Yeah.
Probably. What, did it freeze up?
No, freezing, no frozen. WrestleMania this weekend if you're into that, and then the NFL draft next weekend. The NFL draft is the NFL really. It doesn't matter what it is. They own. When they want something, they own it. And the draft is just as big as everything anymore. It is in Pittsburgh. It'd be fun to go to, but unfortunately, with the way that teacher personal days work out, just don't have the opportunity to do them. I do have one cool thing this week too that I'm doing. But let's kind of work in order. Go ahead, real fast. March Madness. You did win the bracket pool. A whopping $500+. The Michigan Wolverines did end up winning. UConn got it within 4 at one point with under. So the turning point was they got a steal, went for the layup, and when they missed that layup, Michigan got a 3 at the other end. It was just too much at that point for UConn to overcome. As an Ohio State fan, you picked Michigan, so you are a pause.
Don't say it. Okay, here. Some things to take away. When we talked at halftime, we were talking about what the second half could look like and things. And, whatever happened. But the big thing to take away from this, and this is true, all those kids out there watching that play basketball, and you hate shooting free throws. Free throws are boring. It's not sexy. It doesn't get the chicks. Who cares? It wins games. Free throw shooting won that game for Michigan. Not because they had more, and you could say, well, it's because the refs were... Who gives a crap? They had the free throws. They made the free throws. Literally like a 95% rate. That won them the game. And that's the thing. We always throw out these stupid idioms about, like, defense wins championships. Oh, yeah, sure, that's true. There's truth to that. But you know what wins championships in basketball? Free throw shooting. Sorry, that's as uncomfortable as that is. So those kids out there that don't want to do that crap and put in the time to shoot, 100 free throws a day and you're playing high school basketball or whatever, I don't know what to tell you other than you're just never going to be as good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you suck. You're just never going to be as good.
Michigan played some really good team basketball. Their best player obviously was handcuffed a little bit with his ability, and as a team, they were really, really good. And it's
Cadeau
amazing.
is coming back.
Yeah, I was about Cadeau. I was gonna say I've never seen a player play so poor through 2 games and get player of the tournament. He was kind of a do it all type of guy for him, but he was not great shooting the ball. He was not. They wanted to act like he was scoring all these points, and he was. Don't get me wrong. Like he had impact. I don't think he was the best player. I would have went Mara. Honestly, between
I would
Final
too.
4 game and that one. But Cadeau kind of stuffed the stat sheet with the assist, and I think that's what got it for him. And he played some good defense in that second game.
He did, but the other thing he did when Yaxel went out and was hurt, Cadeau kind of carried the ball in the perimeter and that backcourt and kind of led the charge on that. So you could tell when he went off the court, they were a different team. And so, yeah, I think Mara was better. But here's the thing. Yeah, right. I know. OH.
Hey, I was in Columbus on Saturday. Guess how much I found this shirt? Guess how much?
$2 at Salvation Army.
$15 for this vintage style Ohio State t-shirt. Listen, most Ohio State t-shirts nowadays are $35, $40, $50.
I know.
$15 for that bad boy right there. I like it. I'm a big fan of it.
It is retro. I'm surprised it doesn't have Tweety Bird on it like the early 90s. Hey, here's the thing. And a cigarette stain from Karen. My little Billy plays Little League. Anyways, so here's the thing. I believe since I've won 2 of 3, there needs to be a Sabo Hall of Fame, Sabo Bracket Hall of Fame, kind of like the Green Jacket or something, right? You win, you're always invited to go play. Since I've won 2 out of 3 years, I should make the Hall of Fame. My 3 brackets should be free every year.
I might give you 1 free bracket a year. Here's the thing.
Do I get an award or something?
Sure, you get best Sabo March Madness champion.
I don't
Here
get like
you go.
a placard.
Congrats. I'll work on something for you. Okay. Here's the thing.
Can you come over and look at my rash?
So first off, if and I don't want to talk too much about this today. I don't want to get into expansion too much. But if this is true about expanding the first 4 games, the first round essentially, I'm not doing any more bracket challenges because I feel like I always struggle getting people in after the first 4 games on Tuesday night, Wednesday night. If it adds to it, and it's just gonna make it even harder. It's gonna make it less fun. And
I agree.
Sometimes more is better. Just like in college football, we want 16. I think we both know that 16 would be so much fun. You would have so many more home playoff games. You would add a full round. Like it would just mean more.
16 the right way.
Yes, 68 with 4 playing games is more than enough. Like 64 is perfect. And then they had to make a little bit more money off of it, and now they're just going to try and milk it out for all it is. You ever see that Onion skit where it's like the March Madness field has expanded to 5,408 brackets.
They just keep doubling it.
Yeah, the Little Sisters of the Blind are going to play the Marion Hardy Presidents in the round of 5,028. Like that's what it feels like. It's like we're gonna have a tournament. Eventually, Findlay and Mount Union and all those schools are gonna also be in the NCAA tournament. Get rid of divisions. We're just gonna have every single college in America. Well, let's even add colleges all around the world to be in our tournament. Like that's what it's gonna turn into. They're gonna need that many schools in order to fulfill the brackets.
OSUM.
Yeah. Hey,
now do you know what
OSU Mansfield? OSU Mansfield.
Yeah.
I was on a what's it called? What's it called?
cheerleading squad?
No, when you have your little league, just you guys right there.
Intramural?
Yeah, intramural. Thank you. Intramural league. First year we were runner-ups. We had to play 2 games back to back because we won the semifinal and then we lost in the championship. But we were the back-to-back semifinal games. So we had to play back-to-back. We didn't quite win. We're playing a bunch of 18-year-olds that left off from main campus after a year. And then the next year, we were whopping 6-0, ready to win the whole thing. And then this thing, I don't know if you heard about it, coronavirus, shut us down. They didn't want us to be champions that year because they knew that the education majors, the 22, 23-year-old dudes were ready. We were going to take that championship with us, baby. Shout out my boy Preston, Bruce, Jake, Trevor, Kurtzman, Spencer, Job, even Dakota. You don't want to talk about Dakota, though.
Why not?
All right, let's talk Masters. Let's talk some Masters real quick. Rory going to the weekend.
Dude.
Biggest lead after 36 holes in Masters history. 6-shot lead. Plays bad Saturday. I got Scotty at a good price on Saturday before he teed off, plus 2,200. So dollar on him, 122. Scotty, if he would just play okay on Friday, if he would just play like a normal human being on Friday, Scotty blew us away with this. Scotty was the first player since World War II to not have a bogey in the back-to-back third and fourth rounds consecutive. Like he played out of his mind. He missed that putt on 17 that would have made it just a 1-shot lead for Rory, and I think that pressure on Rory would have just been too much, and I think they would have at least gone to a playoff. But going into 18 with a 2-shot lead, Rory struggled the first 4 holes yesterday, and then picked it up and did have another. Didn't play great. Got his birdies when he needed to, but didn't have any more bogeys after that.
He had a good layup and a good putt. He had a good layup and a good putt, and he just really took off. Yeah, around that 6th or 7th hole, 8th hole, and he just took off. This is his second one in a row, obviously, and so maybe he should be in the Sabo Hall of Fame. But
he always went back to back.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't. Sorry. 2 out of 3 ain't bad though. So it's one of those deals where, looking at graphic wise, I saw today. I think it's on ESPN where, he's won 2 Masters, 6 majors in his back-to-back. He's only one of a handful of players to do this stuff, and I don't think I don't want to put him into the elite category, but he's definitely been on his game here in the last couple of years. And, it's always one of those things where you always heard about, Rory McIlroy, and he just never quite reached the spot that everyone thought he was. But here these last couple of years, that dude's been hitting on all cylinders. And it's one of those things where, you have like Scotty Scheffler and then everyone else. And then Rory just keeps being Mr. Consistent. Good for him, man. So, and I know he took a lot of heat, man. Like, people did not like him. He said some things, and, he's taking a lot of crap and all that stuff.
I am not a Rory fan by any means. I was definitely rooting against him. There's just something about it the last few years. Watching him kind of struggle, I enjoyed it. And he got last year, good for him. But I definitely was rooting against him this week. I like Scotty. My favorite golfer right now is Koepka. I'm a big Koepka fan, and I really want to see Koepka get back to playing well in these majors. Bryson had a tough weekend. That he was kind of the shock overall that he did not make the cut. But
both Brooks and Bruce they're both they're hard hitters, man.
Yes.
And they're big drivers, but that's not what necessarily does well at Masters.
No, I mean that's why. Look at Scotty. Scotty is just so finesse with everything. Scotty's good, man. I mean, and Scotty's fun to watch. Scotty's probably my favorite golfer to watch overall because you know that every time he's on the course, he's going to play well, whereas the rest of those guys are just kind of so up and down. But we are not a golf show by any means. It's fun to talk about a little bit. Green jacket time one more time. Let's talk. One more thing before we get to the NFL Draft Spectacular. We are at 13 minutes. Thursday night, I'm going to Ohio State Coaches Clinic, and I get to listen to Mr. John Gruden speak. So I'm excited. He's
going to be really excited.
Yeah, I'm a big Gruden fan. I love the quarterback show that he does, especially since he's been out coaching again. He's on Barstool. He does it. The 2 episodes so far with Diego Pavia and Carson Becker on. And I tell you what, John Gruden could get you excited for a sandwich to go in the draft. He'll watch film with you. He's like, I like you.
I like what I see.
Yeah, he's a character. He's fun to listen to. So I'm excited to get to listen to him talk on Thursday night. He's Ohio State's pretty much keynote guest speaker. Schwartz was there a couple of years ago, and Jim Schwartz. I'm not trying to take away anything. He's very intelligent. Obviously, really good at his job. The Browns always have great defense, but that dude talks and talks and talks and talks. And he talks in circles over and over and over again. Tim Hinton is like Ryan Day's right hand man there. Basically, tells make sure everything goes smoothly. He's the one that introduces everybody. No matter what clinic it's at practice, he's the one that is getting everybody organized. It's just Tim Hinton is that dude, right? And he keeps telling Jim Schwartz every 5 minutes, he's like, wrap it up. You were done 25 minutes ago. And Jim Schwartz would be like, they're telling me I got to be done, but I'll leave you with this. And he would just go on this rabbit hole about something. I'll leave you with this. 45 times, I'm just, all right, he's going to leave me with this. He's going to leave me with this. Leave me with this. I didn't leave with anything, though. I didn't leave with anything. He kept telling me I was going to leave. Didn't leave with anything. So I'm excited for Gruden. Looking forward to that on Thursday night.
I've never been a part of anything at any time, anywhere, where someone just incessantly rambles.
You're a teacher, buddy. That's all you did in your time as a classroom. All right.
However, can I tell my Brady Quinn story real quick?
You know what? Do you want to save the Draft Spectacular for next week?
No, we could. No, this is just a real quick thing.
Do you want to do mock draft tonight? and then draft spectacular next week.
We'll introduce. We'll do it. We'll talk about the draft, but we can't cover everything.
Draft part 1, draft part 2 next week. I got it.
Yeah. Okay,
right, go ahead, Brady Quinn. And you didn't even get him on the show. You didn't get Brady Quinn on the show, man.
Listen,
I don't care if you're fanboy or not.
Okay, so I ref soccer, and I was at a U10 soccer game. There's only one ref for those games, and it's a girls' game. And I go up and I introduced myself to the coach, the other team's coach, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And, I shook his hand, blah blah, and it sounded very thick, European, Eastern European. And I said, where you guys from? Columbus. I said, I'm thinking, U10 girls soccer, and you've got a European coach, a young European coach. You guys must take this pretty serious. I said, where from in Columbus? He goes, well, we are mostly from Dublin. I said, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, oh, my dad lives there, whatever, So, I start doing the game. About 4 or 5 minutes into the game, I look over, and there's this, Greek god bronze statue, 6'4", handsome devil, in a blue sweater. And I'm like, that guy looks really familiar. And so, I run around, I'm doing, and, every time there's a goal kick or something like that, I look over, and after about 3 or 4 times, I'm like, dang, that's Brady Quinn, man. That has to be. Then all of a sudden I hear him go, hey, come on. He's yelling at his daughter, And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Brady Quinn. So, there's 5 minutes left in the second half. It was a 4-2 game. It was kind of slowing down. I ran over to our team's coach, where I'm from. I said, hey, did you see that guy over there in the blue? And he goes, yeah. I said, that's Brady Quinn. He goes, that is Brady Quinn. So, so the word's starting to get out. And I had a buddy who was sitting where I had my ref stuff. I said, hey, do you know who that guy is? And he goes, he's like my dad's age. And he goes, nah, I don't know. And I said, that's Brady Quinn. He goes, huh? Who's that? I'm like, oh, Ken. I mean, it's like, how do you not know? He goes, I just, whatever. And he said, I stopped caring about stuff. So anyway, so after the game, I went up to him and I said, I went up and I caressed his face first. Because, why not? He's like a Greek god, right?
Can you sign my inner thigh, please, Mr. Quinn?
Do you like hot dogs? So the, Vienna sausage, whatever. So I said, hey, by chance, you Brady Quinn? And he goes, I am. I said, oh, and we talked for a couple minutes about kids soccer, and he's like, thanks for doing the game, did a great job, blah, blah, blah. And he's a nice guy. It's hard to tell for 2 or 3 minutes, Seemed like a nice guy, though. And I'm walking towards my car. I'm like, I'm telling people, hey, Brady Quinn. Hey, there's Brady Quinn. Hey. I didn't get a picture. I didn't get him to sign anything. I just wanted to be a regular guy, but yeah, he was a nice guy.
No, it's hard in those moments because as grown men too, we don't want to be the ones that are like, hey, can I take a picture with you, or can you do this or this? But at the same time too, somebody like Brady Quinn, it's pretty awesome. A few years ago, when I was at one of these coaches clinics, it was a Ohio State one, and Thursday night they do the talk, and then Friday morning they do practice at the field, and we get to be up on the field during practice. It's a real cool experience. And then after practice they have more clinic talk back at the Woody. And so where I was parked, I kind of got stuck in, and I was the last one out of the parking lot. So I get back to the Woody, and they have lunch getting served. So you have to walk in the front entrance or the side entrance of the Woody, get to the third practice field, and they had food set up over there. And it's they got it walled off, so you can't really see what's going on. That's how they separate the food from the clinic talk. And I'm the only coach at this point walking in. Everybody's pretty much set up there, and it's AJ Hawk, it's Laurinaitis, and it's Bobby Carpenter standing just from me to my wall, distance away. They're just standing there talking, and part of me just so bad wants to be like, hey, you guys are the pinnacle. When I fell in love with Ohio State football, Laurinaitis at that point it was first year as a coach for Ohio State. AJ Hawk, I love watching McAfee, and Bobby Carpenter's Bobby Carpenter. I really badly wanted to just say hello and can I take a picture with you guys, but let them be human beings. They're just trying to have a conversation. The 3 buddies of them, and so I kept walking past them. But I wish I would have. I'm glad I didn't, but I also wish I did.
Yeah, and that's how it's. And I think he did appreciate that, where it's like, I was like, can I have a picture, sir? You know, it's like, I'm a 43-year-old man. And it's not the first famous person I ever met, but it was definitely serendipitous. I was not expecting to go referee a game, and I ran into Brady Quinn. And it's not just like, oh, he's a pro quarterback, played Notre Dame. He's on TV every weekend for college football, and I love college football. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's the same with Gruden this weekend. Like, part of me, I love John Gruden.
And unlike Handy, did not give me the Mark Sanchez treatment. He did not kill me or try to kill me.
Yeah.
Let's look at the goods.
Yeah. Brady Quinn might not be the greatest human being alive, but he's a stand-up human being.
From what I know, I don't know.
Unlike Mark Sanchez, unlike Stephen Hawking.
And you know... What are you talking about? You know, the thing is...
it was the stand-up part.
So, here's the thing. Like, apparently, you know, there was the whole thing where it's like, A.J. Hawk, his sister was dating... No, he didn't end up marrying. Brady Quinn ended up marrying this gymnast. I guess she's like phenomenal.
No. A.J. Hawk and Brady Quinn they're brother-in-laws.
What?
Brady Quinn...
I thought...
Yeah, Brady Quinn married A.J. Hawk's sister.
So, was she the gymnast? Yeah, Alicia Sacramone. It's not okay, hold on. I'm Googling this right now. Alicia Sacramone, A.J. Hawk. They're connected through marriage with a prominent athletic family. Sacramone is married to Hawk is married to Brady's sister.
Oh, A.J. Hawk's married to Brady's sister. Gotcha. Yeah. A.J. Hawk's married to Brady's sister.
Because here's the thing, like, this Alicia Sacramone thing, like, she wasn't a bad-looking lady. She didn't have a big schnoz like A.J. Hawk and A.J. Hawk's sister.
Interesting. I had something else for you.
She'd sniff that out a mile away.
Yeah.
She could put 2 fingers in those nostrils.
Okay. I had something else for you, but I don't remember. Next time, hey, listen, if you ref another game, Brady Quinn is there, be like, hey, we talked a few weeks ago. You seem like a real stand-up guy. I run this podcast with my buddy. What do you think about we sending you the link on a Monday night? You feel free to join, and let's see what he says.
Yeah,
the
give
worst
me
he
a
could
personal
say is
email.
the worst he could say is no. No, it's just probably quinn.brady@foxsports.com.
Right.
Honestly, I should send the link right now and see if he joins in.
See if he joins. Hey, man, I know we just met, but, you know, I've thought about, like, if I go to a Ohio State game and he's there, and if I just get right up behind him, like, hey, we refed, remember your daughter? Shoes number, and I won't say her number. Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, Mount Vernon.
Yeah, so get him on next time.
Let me feel your face again.
Get him on next time, please. All right. NFL Draft Spectacular Part 1 is tonight. Oh, thank you for that. Let's just talk some players that we love, maybe teams that we want to see certain players go to, maybe some bold takes a little bit, and then next week we can kind of do mock draft for a little bit, really get down into the final mock drafts at least of like, do you expect this to happen? Do you not? Like, I think we all know that Fernando Mendoza is going to go number 1 to the Raiders. Foregone conclusion. Yeah. Maybe not the best player in the draft. They have him. ESPN has him 2nd overall as the best player. I honestly think that he is not the best quarterback. Had Arch came out, had Sellers came out, had some other guys came out, Mendoza doesn't necessarily go number 1. But I also think, like, looking back to last year's draft, Mendoza's the best quarterback in a 2-year span. I think it was, if him and Cam Ward were pulled out together, he would go over Cam Ward. But Mendoza to the Raiders is inevitable. Good fit there. I like that a lot for them. And they signed Kirk Cousins. So if I'm the Raiders, I don't want Mendoza to play a single snap this year. I want him just to learn. Right. Because he's a cerebral. Yes. He is smart. He will learn everything. And then week 18.
He brings so much synergy.
Fernando, you just got drafted number 1 overall to the Raiders. Tell us what you're thinking.
Oh, I tell you what. We're really going to be working really hard together, and everything's just going to be clicking. It's going to be great. All glory to God. There's going to be so much synergy here in Sin City. Oh, and the Lord's going to be with us in Sin City with all this synergy. It's going to be great, and I can't wait for it.
Are you excited
I
to
can't
work with
wait
Tom
to
Brady?
meet Patricia and get those cards clicked at me by the Mexicans in every corner.
Are you excited to work with Tom Brady?
Tom Brady's my hero. You know, when I see Tom Brady, I saw how unathletic he was right before the draft. And look at him. He's the GOAT of all GOATs. He has so much synergy, and I know I'm going to learn so much from him. It's going to be so great.
Anyway, so let him learn this year. Let him play behind in the last 3 games. You play him last 1, 2, 3 games.
Yeah.
But let him soak in. Arvell Reese is the number 1 rated overall player on ESPN. He could go anywhere from 2 to the 6th spot, just depending on kind of team need. Obviously, we know with what they're getting in Arvell. Maybe even at some point in time, Ohio State may underutilize him this year. But he was a freak. And between him, Sonny, and Caleb, they have 3 guys on the top 7 overall rankings.
Yeah.
Ohio State with that defense. And looking back on it, we didn't win a freaking championship with those guys. I mean, we did, but we didn't win another one this year.
And of course, you know, don't sleep on our boy over there, the wideout spot. So I mean,
number
he's
13.
probably he's gonna slip down probably. Here's the thing though, it's very clear. Mendoza's the number 1 pick, and for looking at who's in this draft, it's not a good quarterback draft. So if you have a chance to get a quarterback, which the Raiders do, you're gonna take him. That's the best available one. No one wants that dude from Alabama.
Simpson, and the Browns are going to take Ty Simpson at 20-something.
Good
I
grief.
hope it happens for you Cleveland fans. I hope you get Ty over it. God, I hope you do it so bad.
They I don't know. They have a lot of they need some. Here's the thing. That's number 1. Number 2, the next couple picks after that are going to be needing a quarterback and an edge. Especially the Cardinals. I don't know. We'll see. But edge rushers are paramount. I mean, between what Miami has a couple really good ones. You know, Baines obviously high up there. But edge rushers are going to be paramount. The one thing that I think is not being talked about, Kyler Murray. Okay, he's basically moved on to Minnesota, and who knows what's going to happen with him. So little Mario Brothers boy is going to go to Minnesota. So everyone hates on Marvin Harrison Jr. And everyone says Marvin Harrison Jr. is a bust. I don't think he's a bust. He wasn't known for his wheels and his speed. Marvin Harrison Jr. would be an absolute stud slot receiver, right? He'll catch everything. He runs great routes. He'd be a great slot receiver. And I'm interested to see if a team is willing to trade their spot draft-wise and trade, hey, we'll give you the first-round pick, Arizona, if you give us Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that would be huge for the Browns if they could pull that off. What are they at? They're number 24. If they could try and pull that off with Arizona, that would be
6.
huge.
Yeah, 6
and 24.
And 20. Yeah, 24. Here's the thing.
And 24. And they got that on trade, so that's a free pick, you know?
Yeah. And I agree. Like this year, I'm looking at these players. Like I like Jeremiah Love. Obviously, I think he's a really, really good running back. They have him going to the Titans at number 4. David Bailey at the edge from Texas Tech, Arvell, Sonny, and then after that, and I like the top 3 receivers. I like Lemon. I like the Arizona State kid, Jordan Tyson, and obviously Carnell, Caleb Downs. But after that, when you get into I like Kenyon Sadiq a lot. I think he's gonna be a really good tight end. When you get past that, though, it's they're saying that this draft, like the people that grade these guys, they're saying that you're getting second-round grades around the 19th, 20th pick. So it's not a heavy draft. Whereas next year is absolutely loaded quarterback-wise. Right. It's loaded receiver-wise. Next year's draft is insane.
NIL's changing some of that stuff. It's causing that to
And because you look at Dante Moore, you look at Arch Manning, you look at Lenore Sellers, those 3 guys would be out in this draft, but they just can't. They were able to get a bag and stay another year. So if you're right, if this is the year for you to trade a first round pick, you're really trading a second for whatever you're getting. And I agree with you about Marv. Marv was never he's not a burner. He really isn't. Like, he's a great route runner who has great perception of where the ball is and caught a lot of things. And JSN is one of the best receivers I've ever seen of being able to get his toes down. Like Julio Jones and JSN, like their body control is what I'm talking about. Like Marv was a great route runner, but man, like, and he had some, but I don't know. I'm just talking in circles right here.
No, I think I see some of these teams that need help at the wide receiver spot. You know, Miami needs some wide receivers. Pittsburgh needs some wide receivers.
They did trade for Pittman. I don't think they go receiver in the first round unless one of those top three guys falls that late. I don't see them doing it. If Carnell's there and you don't take him, you're an idiot. But just every team between 10 and 20 that doesn't take him is an idiot. I want the Steelers to take Caden Proctor. I think he's the best offensive lineman in the draft. I think that he at Alabama,
if he's around,
yes, and he's kind of projected in that 16 to 23 spot. So if he's there for Ohio State, do it. I just don't see anybody else really falling that far. The only other receiver, if Omar Cooper is there, I'd be okay with taking Omar Cooper at 21.
Yeah, there's, like you said, it's not a deep draft. So I think you're going to see teams be very aggressive to try and give up, not take, but give up draft spots this year and trying to take people's drafts next year. Especially teams that really, really need stuff. It's almost like a payday loan of NFL drafts.
Yeah.
And I can see that happening. I mean, you look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs have to do a little bit of rebuilding, especially defensively, but they get 2 picks because one of them was a trade out 29. So, and they have a good backup quarterback that's going to allow, Pat Mahomes to come back, the Muppet Man, and
But very good Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. That stupid commercial. Put this on your arm. Yeah, I just think there's going to be some predatory trading. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. So we could talk to Word Blue in the face about who's going to go. I guarantee it never works that way. That's why I never messed with the NFL draft. But it's always interesting.
Who do you like wearing all those things? Speaking of loading up for next year's draft, so I run a very competitive Dynasty football league. And Dynasty is where you keep all your players every year. You have a draft every year, but it's only for rookies. And so I've been pretty competitive. This is year 4. We'll be in year 4 this year. All 3 years I have finished I finished third place. I cannot get to the championship round. I cannot win. I finished third place every single year. This last year I had 1 loss in the regular season. First round bye. Semifinals come around and just fall apart. So I have a pretty good team, but I've been loading up on 2027 draft picks for the last 2 years. There are 12 people in this league. Do you want to take a guess at how many 2027 first-round draft picks I have currently?
12.
5. I almost have half of the first-round picks in our draft for next season because I might not care who's there at 2 or 3 or 7 or 9 or 12. But guess who's going to be going number 1 that I do care about? The greatest receiver to ever play the game of football, Jeremiah Smith. And so I'm loading up, and I have a pretty good team. And so I am I'm feeling you when you say that. But here's the thing too: people now realize how loaded next year's draft is. If I'm smart, I'm not trading away for anything this year. There's not a player in this draft that makes me want to give up next year's 2027 first round pick to move up.
Unless you're desperate and you need it. And that's the thing.
But if you're that desperate, if you're that desperate, you're going to lose your job, man. Because I'm telling you, like, there's just nobody in this draft later on that it's worth doing that. And I agree. Like, if you're smart, you would. If you're smart, you would use the, like when a few years ago when the Steelers traded their 2020 first round pick for Mika Fitzpatrick, right? Where they ended up being, there was nobody there who was like, oh my God, like we could have had that player instead we have Mika Fitzpatrick. this is the type of draft where if you are 15 beyond and you can go get a Marvin Harrison Jr., you can go get, an edge rusher, you can go get an offensive tackle that's going to seal you don't give up next year's draft capital. You give up this year's draft capital for that player that can help you out. And you're a team that does that. You get rid of your star player because contracts, because rebuild, because of those things. That's where it can be. That's where if you're a really good GM, you'll find ways to get that done. Yep,
I agree. So we'll continue this talking about this next week. Would you like my Cameron's conversation piece?
Cam Dog conversation of April 13th.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I was outside. I was doing some work tonight or this afternoon, all afternoon and evening. Got in here, sat down for about 15 minutes. I was outside putting a fire out there, burning some stuff. We had a little bit of wind last night, blah, blah, blah. And I started thinking, what is the best campfire food? What's the best campfire food? What's the best and what's the most overrated campfire food?
All right. I'm about to give you a hot take. I'm going to give you a hot take right here, okay? The most overrated campfire food. Most overrated.
You're going to say s'mores. You're going to say s'mores, aren't you?
Is a s'more. First off, I just had this conversation with kids last week in class. Hey, kids, conduction, convection, or radiation. If you put your marshmallow right in the middle of the fire and there's direct contact between the marshmallow and the fire, what is that called? If you said conduction, you would be right. And the kids that have conduction put their marshmallow directly in the fire and let it burn and just become a block of charcoal. They deserve to be locked up in in-school suspension for the rest of the week. It is disgusting. It is nasty. Marshmallows themselves aren't really that great, and so why would I want a warm marshmallow that ends up being burned?
It has to be done right. It has to be done right.
Even if it's done right, even if it's done right, it's okay. Even if it's done right, it's okay. It's average. The best campfire food, without a doubt, is a hot dog. Now, besides the hot dog, the only other option I'll give for you. Okay, I was a young high school teenager, camping with my friends, and I brought a can of SpaghettiOs, and my friends were like, "How you gonna eat this? How you gonna eat this? How you gonna heat this SpaghettiOs?" I took the little hot dog roaster, balanced it perfectly on there, and I just over the fire heated up my SpaghettiOs. And
you're a mountain man.
Oh my God! Let me tell
Stuck on you, Jeremiah Johnson.
SpaghettiOs over a campfire. Call me Paul Bundy, buddy. Okay.
Listen, I like s'mores. I too am a fan of campfire hot dogs. They are outstanding. It's like they're smoked and then like they're crispy on the outside, but they're still kind of cold on the inside. A little bit like the marshmallow if you let it burn, but it's just a beautiful thing. I will say the worst. You said spaghetti, so I'm thinking like hobo beans, like a can of beans.
Yeah.
But in this one I've never had, but I can almost guarantee it would be the worst. And I'm going to say a coyote.
Have you ever gone camping or somebody that has a fire? They have like the you open it up and you make like almost like a pizza inside the thing.
Yeah.
The campfire pizza. I don't like that. I don't like it because it gets too. You take the bread. You take 2 pieces of bread and put whatever you want in the middle, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I think that's a little overrated as well.
Yeah. But. S'mores are good. They just have to be done right. And I'm sorry the s'more man hurt you. Show me where the s'more hurt you.
No, I'm telling you, I told those kids, I said, if you like burnt marshmallows, you deserve to be locked. We need to put you in a mental asylum right now, or at least in school suspension.
So you don't even like s'more Pop-Tarts, like s'more anything?
No, they're fine. Like s'more flavored stuff is okay, but like I don't want it. And a s'more, I gotta roast it, and then by the time I get my graham cracker ready, and I don't do Hershey's chocolate, I do a Reese cup on it. By the time you get that, the marshmallow wants to fall off. It's such a mess, and it's not even that delicious.
Yeah,
it's not that great. So
it's a slice of Americana, sir. It's a Norman Rockwell of fireplaces.
You got anything else for the good of the order tonight?
No, I think that's good.
All right. Well, congratulations on 2 out of 3 years. Thanks for inviting Brady Quinn onto our show.
Yeah, you were being all braggadocious about. You're like, oh, in my NFL draft, I've got third. Yeah, I got third once. I
wasn't being braggadocious.
Twice.
I'm disappointed. Listen. I cannot get the job done. All right, the playoffs come and I choke every single year. Okay, we cannot get it done. I'm trying.
I got the job done.
Okay, listen, I deserve to be fired as GM and head coach at this point of my squad. I'm not happy with their performance. So we got to figure some things out. Jeremiah Smith will get that done for us. So anyway, congratulations to Roy McIlroy. Congratulations to you. John Gruden this week. I'm looking forward to that, so we'll talk about that next week. We'll finish our NFL Draft Spectacular Part 2 next week as we gear up for the 2026 NFL Draft. And like Jamal Williams once said, what did Jamal Williams say, Cam Dog?
I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.